I do think I was like, man, they're doing good in their professions. They don't have huge bags under their eyes. Like, I can do this.
Makeup.
Just got makeup. That's concealer right there.
I was like, I would say 99 out of 100 folks our age or younger, if they were sitting and talking with us and having this conversation today, I think they would give Catholicism a second chance.
Of course.
But the problem is that people don't always necessarily have these conversations or feel comfortable. You know, Sherry Waddell, she has a good book, Forming Intentional Disciples. Have you given you guys? Yeah. She talks about the culture of silence, where people are just not willing to have deeper conversations. And
Exactly. Yeah.
but people in this town are. I was talking, we were doing a testimonial earlier with Brian Kavanaugh, and
Yeah.
and it's fun. This town is like, there's a lot of like people who are willing to talk about their walk with the Lord, which is
So
cool.
I was sitting in court probably last week, and something came up. Somebody started to ask me a question, and then we ended up. The next thing you know, we got 3 lawyers sitting around the table discussing different aspects of the rosary. Actually, somehow I came up with the rosary. I think I had my pocket rosary. I pulled it out to get a quarter, and they were like, "What is that, sir?" And these guys, even they were Protestant, but it doesn't matter. We still engaged in some conversations. And
Did you worship Mary in court?
That didn't come up. But, you know, the point is, I mean, I know that my friends that are around my age, whether they're Catholic or not, are very open to having those conversations, very excited, and they have that joy that comes from knowing Christ in a personal way.
That's why with Tim and all this and stuff, I feel like telling that story, like, naturally, I think, like, people just gonna let that stuff out.
Of course.
Even here locally, I mean, there's a lot of, I've talked about it a lot. This town's very, like, family friendly, just very wholesome. I mean, everywhere there's sin. I mean, but it's different. It's like, it's just different.
So, 2 ways headed at each other. The current me culture and then kind of the teachings of the church. Do you think the church is going to withstand because you've seen so many other denominations kind of bend and kind of
we're gonna beat it to the end of time.
And trying to be accepting of it, I just always get so worried, that...
I mean, first of all, like, just even if so almost in every generation, I believe, I'd be curious to statistics, that the Catholic Church is frequently the fastest growing organization. And right now, it's growing pretty fast. Catholic Church is growing in leaps and bounds, mostly in Africa and Asia. But you know what happens is, like, there's an ebb and a flow. Have you ever seen those maps where they like show like Christianity grow, shrink, and grow and shrink?
So do you feel like we're in the midst of a shrink or a grow?
Well, and America's a tough one. But in Europe, definitely shrinking.
Yeah, of course.
But I think they've almost gotten to the point where they're now starting to grow back. So they shrunk so much, and now they're starting to grow back. Because there is now starting to be some vibrancy among, like, young French and young, but it's like it's in pockets, and then it'll start to grow again.
And I think that's what happened in the Old Testament, though. I think that's just it's so cyclical, and that's what happened. They'd be strong, then they go away. And they be conquered, and then they'd be brought back to our Lord. I mean, it happened every single time, and I think it's just cyclical. And sometimes stuff has to happen before we get
just grow and stay growing,